So what do you want as a prot pally, as a off tank, right? So basically at the start of the fight you can throw your Hands of Sacrifice on the tank just so he can get lesser damage, and you want to taunt like one ghoul to be with you and just take position between where the ranges are and where the melees are, like some position like triangle, like you see here the ranges, here the melees, and I'm here. And the main tank didn't face Lich King towards the middle, that's why the Shambling spawned there, because if the main tank was noticing this, he's gonna face it through the middle and the Shambling is gonna spawn here, but that's not a problem. So you just go down the Shambling and you want to move the Shambling like to make triangle. Like here is the range group, here is the melee group, and this is your place, like triangle. You see this triangle? Because that way when the Shambling is doing shockwave, no one's gonna get hit because they're gonna stay behind the Shambling. And you want to have one Shambling on you and ideally one Ghost on you. So as you can see now, the fight is coming. Like I'm gonna try to take one Ghost on me. So that way the Necrotic will jump from Shambling to go, from Shambling to go, or from Shambling to me, or to go. Like you always want to get like as much stacks on Necrotic as fast as you can. As you see, Necrotic is already on 2 stacks here. And that's how you tank. Like when you see that the hunters are slow on dispelling and rage, you can always stun the Shambling. When you stun the Shambling, you're gonna cancel the enrage. So he's doing shockwave here. I'm getting more goals on me. Like more goals is fine now. So, but you want at least one goal alive and the Shambling horror in you. So the raids are moving here. You see here the melees are going in front of me, and I'm just gonna move more because I don't wanna be force them to get hit by the shockwave, because the shockwave and the Shambling have a bigger range. It's not just like this direction here. So this is how the fight goes. Usually you're just sitting in triangle. Like you always want to be in front of everyone and facing the Shambling away from the raid. Like that's your goal here. Okay, the goal is dead, so I'm gonna taunt probably another one here. Yeah. So I can keep Necrotic up. Like Necrotic is here. Is it 5 stacks or 6? I can't see, but around there. And you just keep staying in the triangle wave. Like one thing you can do, like the hardest part I guess for you is when you have both Shamblings. Like once the Shambling, you see now the Shambling is 30%, so the hunters can still dispel his enrage, but once he's under 20% like now, he's enraged all the time. So now it's a good time for you to ask for PS from the disc priest to pop some big cooldown or to stun the Shambling. Like you can stun the Shambling like I did. So I did stun the Shambling, so Shambling is stunned. And try to not lose Necrotic, because if you lose Necrotic, you're gonna get fucked and you have to either kill the Shambling, which is gonna take forever because the other Shambling is gonna be on full HP, or you're gonna have to wipe and redo it again. So now you're taking the second Shambling and the first one is still alive. So as I said, if you already stunned him, you can do your big defensive cooldown or ask for painless suppression. This is gonna hurt a lot when he's in rage, and you can kind of beat his enrage. Like I'm doing shockwave here, so he's not gonna hit me, and I'm just praying that Necrotic is gonna tick and is gonna kill him. As you can see, the Shambling is still in rage, and I pop my biggest cooldown as a warrior, and here is you're gonna be like your biggest cooldown as well, because you don't want to die and you don't want to lose Necrotic. So hopefully this Shambling is gonna die, have Necrotic on me, and I asked the guild to not dispel me, so I'm gonna take the other Shambling, going close to it, they're gonna dispel me. And now after that, like the boss, when the boss is near 30%, 70%, you're gonna enter into the first transition phase, so you're just gonna face Shambling away from the raid as usual, and just go one side, like this time right side, or you can be here and pick left side to stay away from the raid. So as you can see, I'm moving slowly. The raid is gonna push the Lich King into the next. So I'm just waiting, and I'm ready. Like when the Shaman is under 20% HP and he's permanent enraged, I'm gonna keep stunning him and kiting him so the Necrotic can heal him, and I'm not gonna die from his melee hits because they're gonna hurt. As you can see, if you are speccing to that spell that it's slowing, that have a chance to the Shamlik, it's gonna be easier for you to kite, or you can just ask one of the DKs to pop Ice Chain on him once he reached 20% or less, like now it's 40%. So this is why I'm doing here, to slow him so I can kite him easy. Like you see, I'm running away. I see that Necrotic jump on me and I run away again. So now I'm just waiting Necrotic to tick and to kill him, and he's dead. That way, when you are kiting him, Necrotic is gonna tick and he's not gonna hit you. And now, once you're done with the Shamling as a Paladin, usually the guilds are doing it like this. First, Ragings are going to the main tank, and you're gonna pick up the last Raging Spirit before you enter into the second phase. Here is a good spot, like you can target Lich King, like I did here. For my warrior, I target Lich King. I saw who have the. Let me see. Where is this? Okay, I target Lich King, and you can do that as well. And you're gonna see which DPS have the highest threat on the boss. Usually that's gonna be mages, because mages are always staying on the transition phase in DPS in the Lich King. And here you can pop your salvation, hand of salvation on one of the mages that, or the person that is highest on threat. And that way you're gonna reduce his threat. So I did intervene to him because as a warrior, this is what is causing him to reduce his threat. And I'm going back here. So you're gonna be here, and as a off tank, you want to stay not in front when the main tank is tanking the raging spirits, but a bit on the side, because that way you can spam your dispel on the main tank, because he needs to taunt things and use his spells. Because sometimes threats are forgetting to do that, or they are not fast enough. That way, that's why you don't want to stay in front of the raging spirits. You want to stay like a bit on the side, like here, and just spam dispel the main tank. And once the last spirit is on you, what you want to do, like the last raging spirit is gonna come in a bit, as you see. It will be on you like 100%. You want to build as much aggro on this spirit as you can, like you can pop even wings and do damage to build as much aggro, and you're gonna start moving the raging spirit a bit on a side. So that way when he's doing his cast, like I'm just waiting for him to do the cast, you see this soul shrink. He's doing the soul shrink away from the raid, like see where the raid is, and the soul shrink is my direction, so nobody's get hit, nobody's get silenced. And after that you have free time just to move as much faster as you can to the boss. So Lich King is going to be probably in the middle, you moving there, and you want to face the raging spirit, like if it's still alive, you want to face the raging spirits like this side here, right or left, not in front of the tank. Because if you are facing the raging spirit in front of the tank, and when the raging spirit is alive, he can do shrink again and hit the tank, and at the same time Lich King can hit the tank, and the tank might die here. So that's why you want to face the raging spirit away from the tank. And now I don't know if your guild is like doing the whole time one tank is tanking Lich King, or you're swapping between Soul Reapers, but let's assume that always you are tanking, always your main tank is tanking Lich King, you're not swapping. So your main job here is like there's gonna be order for Valks which mark you're gonna stun. So you want to stun your mark, like for example my mark is this one, let's say it's green. You want to stun the green mark, and then right before defile, as you can see defile is coming, just go somewhere not in front of Lich King, go left or right side from the raid, like you see where the Lich King is and where I am. because this way if the default is on you can move faster left or right side, and you're not gonna put a bad default. Like, see where I am. If default was on me, I'm just gonna put it here on the edge. And after default is over, you can return to the Lich King or the Valks and keep doing damage. Like most guilds are doing it after you do your single target stuns and the Valks start moving again, you're gonna use as a prot party tank your EW stun to keep them stunned. Like this is the thing that you can do as well. Like depend how your guild is doing it. I'm using my EW stun as a shockwave here. It's the same thing like your EW stun on the prot paladin. Like at some Soul Reaper, the bait tank is gonna ask you to do Hands of Sacrifice on him. You can do that, and you can pop some lesser cooldown on yourself also, because the way Hands of Sacrifice works, like you're gonna take some chunk of the damage of the target that you do Hands of Sacrifice. If this damage is too much, the Hands of Sacrifice is gonna break it, it's not gonna stay for the full duration. So that's why you want to take less damage as well. And the other thing that you can do as the off tank, like when you see a disc is grabbed, for example, you can do Aura Mastery on Shadow to prevent the damage from Infest. Also, you can do Divine Sacrifices, like when the tank is asking, you're gonna be in the same group with him, so you're gonna help him with surviving the Soul Reapers that way also. So basically your second phase is like this if you're not taking Lich King. Just stay with the raid, stack behind. When the Valks are coming, stun your Valk. Keep watching like who have bigger threats and do your salvation on the target that have bigger threat. That way you're gonna support the raid. So the Valks are coming. Again, you're gonna stun your target. Always take a note on default timer, like when default is closer. Make sure you're running away from the raid, not sitting in the middle, because if you put a bad default, you can wipe the raid. So you see now the Valks are start moving. Here is a good time for you as an off tank to do your EW stun, so you stun every Valk, like I did with Shockwave, and just keep doing the same thing. Do damage and stay where the raid is, spread for default. Like that's how the second phase goes. The second transition is the same as the first one, but here most likely every raging spirit is gonna be on you. If it's not every raging spirit on you, you're gonna stay on the side as I said before, like see where I'm sitting, and you're gonna spam dispel the main tank or the tank that is tanking the raging spirit. If you see that he's losing aggro at one of the rages, you can instant taunt the raging so they don't face the raid and they not gonna hit the raid, kill somebody or silence the raid killers. This is how the second phase goes. Again, make sure you're using your Hands of Salvation, like to reduce the threat on the people that have it, that are highest on the threat meter. The last spirit is gonna be on you. Again, make sure you're facing the spirit away from the raid and not through the tank. Like see where I'm moving him, so when he do his shrink, he's not gonna hit the tank. And both Lich King and the Raging Spirit are close, so the people that are doing damage can clip them both, so they can both take damage. Once you enter in Frostmourne Chamber, there is nothing here. Like if you see that the raid is gonna receive damage from the bombs that are dropping or the spirits that are coming, you can always do Disac or Aura Mastery on Shadow. Like this is dependable if your raid leaders is calling it. So this is what you do. You just move with the raid. Once you go out after the first Frostmourne Chamber, most likely you're gonna have one Raging Spirit alive. So you want to taunt this Raging Spirit and do damage on him and not lose the aggro on him, because he may face the raid and he may kill some people. Like as soon as you go out, just taunt him and face him through the edge, like where there is no one from the raid part. As you can see here, there is no one. If I was facing him there, he's gonna hit the rage and he's gonna kill people. So now just keep him close to Lich King and let the raid kill him. Once the Raging Spirit is dead, as here, the only thing that you have to do, just take a good position, because the main tank is gonna move Lich King through the other side on the platform, and the Vile Spirits are gonna coming down, and you need to soak them. But before that, there is gonna be defile, and you don't want to sit around the middle where defile is cast and put defile in the middle, because this is gonna block you to do good on soaking the spirits. As you can see now, the main tank is gonna position Lich King. I see the defile, and I'm just sitting on the side because defile may be on me, and if I put it on the middle, it's gonna be very hard for me to soak. So I'm just waiting for defile, waiting for defile. I see it's not on me. I see that it's on me, and what I'm doing, I'm just soaking, and then I'm thinking I'm gonna charge to soak fast if I need to soak something else, as I did. And here, when you are soaking, you can pop some cooldowns, like Cindy Trinket or something else if you have, because you don't want to soak without any cooldowns. Like, there is no point. You have cooldowns for a reason, and it's better to always use them. After the soaking, you're just gonna enter into the second Frostmoon chamber. The way you deal with second Frostmoon chamber is the same as the first one. Just uh, stay with the raid, support like as much as you can, Divine Sack. If they need Hands of Sacrifice, you can put your Sacred Shield on somebody that you see it's low or on low HP, and as a Paladin tank, you always want to keep Sacred Shield on yourself, mate. It's gonna reduce the damage that you are taking, so you want to use that always on yourself. Once you go out on the Frostmoon Chamber, the second one, not the first one, because after the first one you have Regi Spirit on you. The Valks will come. Again, defile is on me, so I'm just going a bit left or right side to put the defile. And I'm waiting for the Val Spirits to come so I can soak them. I'm sitting around the middle. Here, when you see that the Val Spirits are coming and they're pretty close to you, you can use your EOE stun to stun them, and that will help you to soak. So here again, you're popping some kind of cooldowns. You're soaking, soaking, soaking. As you can see, I stun them. And one is even in the air. And unfortunately there I'm gonna kill the Shadow Priest, I believe, or whatever. Close, yeah. Because he didn't move, but it was fine because it was Rest Druid. And again, the Lich King is moved. Now we're gonna have another defile. I just pray it's not gonna be again on me. It's not. The Val Spirits are coming. I'm sitting around the middle so I can soak them. I soak as much as I can with some cooldowns. And basically that's how you do it as a off-tank on Lich King. If it happened that you are taunting the boss on the second phase to eat like 2 Soul Reapers, make sure you're using your cooldowns for the Soul Reaper. You always need to watch for the Soul Reaper mate on the second phase.